Hello all. I just logged into my enchanter. I'm not in. Whoops. I'm not invisible or anything. The ooze just walked away, so I'd say this is probably a pretty good place to camp out if you uh, intend to stay in here until you, well, either run out of stuff, get full, or get what you came in here for. So since I restocked, I've used 7 paradots and 11 jaspers, although I could mitigate some of that. Although, I'll tell you my strategy. When I was in here the other night, I was by myself, although other people were on other floors, and then, of course, the group came in here, which I don't have, I'm fine with that. My strategy was what I was doing, just running around. I pretty much went all over this floor, except falling through the traps or going down to where Kara Mika spawns. Down there, there's 4 shadows before her room. After her room, there's 4 more shadows. Then the next floor mirror. So when I was running around here, had I ran into Amotep or whatever her spawn guy is, he's like a 42 cleric or something. Had I ran into him, I would have charmed him, probably loaded Theft of Thought, ran him around as a pet, worked my way towards her room, obviously, because once I get rid of him, I'd hope to be full mana because she would pop, and then, well, I'd have shadows as pets where I could probably just nuke her down and mez stun her kind of thing. But to each his own on that. I'm just making sure this ooze I don't think is going to bother me because I'm going to pull the other screen over here. While I'm over here on Velious stuff, like Iceclad Ocean, there's a few other targets that I need. While I'm in Tower of Frozen Shadows, I plan on going to the top, but let me just pull this over. Once I get this next floor key, I'm going to, record until I get that on screen capture, and then I'll post a video of it. It's like a series on why I'm in here. One is to go through the place. I'll probably come in here a little earlier on my necro, maybe around 32, 34, whatever the next spell level is. But if you come in here as an enchanter, say, and do the first and second floor, you'd probably want to be 39 at least, maybe 44, just because of the spells, like, whatever level I'm using. But you might get more resist. It's best to come in here when they're dark blue to you if you want experience. Or you could come in here as a group. I mean, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but. So when I get the next key, I'll probably either camp out those shadows if they're decent experience because they might be dark blue to me. I don't know. They might all be green. It just depends. The levels closer to her might be higher, but the fact is, like, once you get down to that level, like, I'd probably just stay there because I could camp out by that mirror until, but it's like the second floor key or whatever it was. The I saw that cleric had been in there and I had been in there. I didn't notice the other person until they died in front of me. She said she might be in trouble, and I was like, well, okay, I'll, you know buff you up and help you out or whatever. I wasn't paying no attention to what mob they had or what the hell was going on. I felt bad that that person died, but they had a cleric there. But it just so happened that was the key NPC. I guess the cleric panicked and jumped out the mirror. So when I noticed it, I'd already argoed it because they were killing it, I guess, and I was buffing her. But stuff that happens. But while I'm in here, once I get that key, I'll definitely probably kill those golems on the next floor, just because I know those will be experienced at 54. Uh, Level 60s might get experienced on some of that, and the the next key thing is like a shade, like on the first floor. It's like a Necros pet, uh, the angered, whatever it is. So then I would have the next floor key. So between that, I could probably get some pretty decent safe XP there as long as, I don't screw up. That's the bad thing about dying in here is, well, keys and, all that. But that's just, what you got to do. But while I'm in here, I need that floor for a quest that I want to do that has to do with this Lieutenant Kofer here. I want this earring, this Helssen Prismatic Trinket. So, uh, this lieutenant here, I have to charm him and hail him and do some stuff. I'll get to the quest. That's, one of my targets. But you can't mez these, I don't think. And then I need this Grand Visor Pukalacha, for a spell. So between Tower of Frozen Shadows is where I'm at now. So I'll be doing this floor. I might do a little bit of it here after I post this part. But I just share, spells. If you want to do it this way, you can do it however you want to do it. I mean, I look at it like I'm not in a hurry, but if I can wiggle my way through, I know pretty much what's on this floor. I don't think, unless I would really be stupid, and I know I shouldn't say it, but it's pretty low risk, but I mean, low risk in this game. I've been beaten down by greens, just getting in trouble. So when other people are running around it, well, it makes it easier to explore, but you might get yourself in a jam or get lost, or they run into a name that they can't handle, and then well, the freight train runs over you, and um, you know, to each his own. I don't know who all's in here really. There's 6 people in here. They're in their 40s, so they could be on this floor or the floor above me or the floor below me. It just depends. Usually you would do a camp check or a floor check in here. Just that's what I would do. Just because, all right, if there's people that want the same thing, well, then there's more competition or, well, there's more help. But it just depends on if someone wants to camp the same thing for the same key. You might get lucky and get it first kill. Like the first floor, I got the key pretty quick, but I've seen people spend 2 or 3 hours. That's why I posted the one video. It was like 3 hours and something. That was just getting the next floor key. It was just like pause cuts between me killing, which people probably figure it out. But that's my plan. So, gonna make a cup of coffee. You all have a good evening.